I was just gonna say, I was gonna say it privately to you, but then I thought actually it makes more sense if the listeners know as well, in case I say things
Hi,
weirdly.
listeners.
I've got quite bad toothache. I've had painkillers, so I'm all right at the moment. But my wisdom teeth, two of my wisdom teeth, are being little bastards right now.
Nice.
So I'm a bit swollen, and I might. Oh, I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill them all. That's all my dogs.
They did it
Well, I
on
have 4
purpose to you.
dogs.
They were like, oh no, your wisdom teeth, quick, let's bark.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's. How bad was that in the audio? Was that bad or not?
No, I found it quite funny, to be honest.
Okay.
I'll
Cool.
leave it in there just for the lols and the shits and the giggles, you know?
For the lols and the shits and the giggles.
Yeah.
I love that. Welcome back, guys. We've had
Welcome
a week off.
back to the World to Rates podcast. We are on episode 11, which is not the episodes that I just wrote down in my notepad. I wrote
Did you
down
put
episode
10?
10. So
Yeah.
it's a bit like when you know, like when you start a new year at school and
Oh,
you've been
yeah.
writing a date in a corner, and there's that like 2-week period where you're still rating 2012,
And you
and it's like
always
2016.
try and make your notebook really like neat as well in the first couple of weeks. So when you do that, you're like, "Fuck my life!" And
This is
now
the
I have
first
to.
page. The very first page. I mean, I'll just like I can show people because it's not anything on there. It's just me rating episode 10 and then crossing out for 11, and then I've written down the songs on our playlist. But I've made it look like an idiot because I actually want to tear that page out. But
Yeah, and then you like. Oh,
no,
you're
I
left
can't
with the
because then I'll
crusty
know that I've torn it
paper.
out.
Yeah.
No, we
I
push
hate
on. We
that.
push on.
Okay.
Nothing can be
Do other
perfect.
people do this? Like, I feel like there is a certain selection of like slightly mentally unstable people who all have these same issues, whereas like I'm not gonna say normal people, but
Boring people.
more mentally disabled people, that doesn't bother them. They
Dull
just, like,
people.
deal with it. Yeah. Oh well. We're in the special club.
Can you let us know whether if sorry, what I'm trying to do here is phrase a sentence as my dad has started drilling into a wall. Where was I? Yes, please let us know if you are the type of person who, like me, gets angry when they've done this to a new notebook, because quite honestly I want to burn the whole thing now. Like,
Yeah.
this has been ruined forever by that one small mistake, and it was entirely preventable. I just spent like a few seconds thinking. I just wanted to be prepared, and now I've angered myself beyond compare. So
Do you know what? You've angered me as well, because you've just reminded me that Piers nicks my notebooks all the time, regardless of what information they already have in. Like I could have had a whole module of uni in it, and he'll nick it and find a random fresh page, like somewhere in the middle of it, and use that.
Piers, why? Could he not
And then
even at least
he'll
use the
take
next
it.
page? Like, I feel
I
like it'd be
don't-
slightly more forgivable if he at least used the next page.
Honestly, I don't know. And he like, not it's gonna end up in a rant about Piers. He never puts pen lids back on the pens, and that really bugs me.
That's not Piers. Come on, look. Okay, I'm not. It's not a secret. I'm a big fan of Piers. As I've said multiple times on this podcast, if you two ever split up, I'm calling dibs on Piers. You know, like, that's
Yeah.
my time to shine. But until then, I'm happy to support your ongoing relationship. But we got to get these behaviors out of him. What is
Yeah.
this? He can't be
know.
doing that.
I think it's him trying to prove that he's a big buff man.
He's just
I
making
don't
me
know.
angry.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, and when I say into, you know, we don't have a plan for this. We're
No.
just we're
Freeballing.
freeballing it. I love that phrase, freeballing.
I'm glad. Yeah.
So I'm now watching a TikTok,
Yeah.
which Kat made because, as ever, I was late to my own podcast. But, and this is very important, I did not eat at all during the beginning of the podcast
Oh
or in the
yeah, that is
recording
true.
of it. So
That
I'm
is-
just saying, I'm just slightly more organized. Not good. Like I still suck, but anyway, the live
Yeah.
reaction to the latest TikTok, which you can go and see now if you go to TikTok and search for World to Rates podcast.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Are you on TikTok?
Oh, cats. Why did you do that? You can't do that. Oh.
For those
I'm not telling you
listening-
what happens in there because you have to go and watch it to work out why I'm reacting like that. But I swear to God,
Yeah. My bad.
her bad.
Let's just say I almost broke my microphone this morning.
Dumbass.
Now you have to go look at our TikTok to work out
Yeah.
how.
While you're there, you might like to drop a like or maybe even a follow. And while you're at it, seeing as you've already gone out of your way, why not hop over to our YouTube and like and subscribe? And ding that bell so you stay up to date with all our latest
Like
stuff.
and
Done
subscribe.
it. Nailed it.
I was gonna actually say that there's this YouTuber that I watch every now and again, and she's been saying that it's crazy if she says something bad's gonna happen to you if you don't subscribe, how many more people engage with her content. So she's been saying like, you're gonna step on Lego this week, or your candle's gonna burn unevenly, so then you can only use half your candle, and stuff like that. And it's actually made people follow and
You know what?
like
That
and
makes
comment.
sense because it's the same people who, you know, when like Facebook messages go around and it's like, you need to send this to 5 other people,
Yeah.
otherwise
Otherwise
at
you'll
midnight
die.
tonight the ghost of Margaret Thatcher will be on your bed strangling you, or something crazy like that. And everyone's like, oh my god, no, I don't want the ghost of Margaret Thatcher strangling me. So they share it around. Fun fact, actually, side note, yeah, that was actually around even before the internet and stuff. It used to happen just with letters. Someone would send you a letter and they'd be like, you need to send this to
No
5 other
way.
people or you're going to die. And so
Oh
people
my
would actually get out
God.
there and just write 5 letters to people they knew and be like, look, you got to pass this on, otherwise we're going to die tonight. So chainmail has been around for years.
That is
Love that.
sad.
We've
Love it.
learned something today.
In primary school, it's such like when you first got your email address and you'd have. I've still got my email address from when I was like 7 or whatever.
Yeah, I've
freaking
still got
old.
my first email address.
So I've got all of my emails of chainmail just saying dumb shit. Like, you know, you're like, how did I spell that word like that? How did that make sense? You're like, this is embarrassing.
Sometimes I just look at how I look at what I've said and I'm like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Why did you talk like that? Why did you say that sentence? Like, or it's like reacting to a situation, you look back at it and you're like, huh? Why did you... You're an idiot. Like, it's the wonderful thing about being able to look back on you from... To be honest, even me from last week, I think about something I did last week and I'm like, no, that was clearly the wrong thing to do, you absolute idiot. But hey,
For me, it's when I'm drunk. I have like 3 days of anxiety afterwards. I'm like, oh, why did I say that?
I have anxiety
Why?
from 2 years ago about being drunk. Still, I don't know if I've ever. I'll tell you later. It's a story I've. Maybe I'll share one day. But of me getting very drunk and like blacking out.
Oh, I actually had a funny, well, not funny, story, but my, the guitarist for the band I manage.
Oh, you manage a band.
Oh, tee-hee-hee.
What bands do you manage? Can you tell us more about it?
Toffees. They are the new Catfish and the Boatman. I'm
Oh
joking.
yeah, I heard their lead vocalist is a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, a bit above average.
Oh.
But anyway, her dad apparently got drunk on vodka when he was younger and lost 3 days of his life, and he has no idea what happened in those days.
No, that's too long. That's
you know,
way
you're
too
like-
long.
Because I said, was he in a coma? And she goes, no, he just doesn't remember. You know, he like,
That's too long.
Oh my god, if that happened, I would be so scared. I'd never drink again, I don't think.
No, that's terrible.
Speaking of which, I think I'm gonna not drink spirits anymore. I don't know for how long.
You shouldn't drink ghosts anyway.
that was bad.
It's this kind of content you got. You got to episode 11. You sat through all of the good shit, and now on episode 11, I've started making terrible dad jokes.
Dad jokes, yeah. Oh god.
Hi
that was
everyone.
awful.
We've had the good times, and now we're in the shit. Buckle in.
Yeah. What were we saying?
You said you were going to stop drinking spirits.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I just I don't know, because I feel like if I get drunk on beer, it'll take like there'll be a progression, whereas like I'm pretty good at drinking spirits in the sense that I won't throw up, so I can just keep drinking them, and then I go from being fine to fucked instead of instead of it slipping into that way and I can control it. I go from fine to fucked, and there's just like no controlling me at that point. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna maybe avoid spirits.
Before you do stop, could you just, like, when things are back to normal, can I just one time see this?
What, me? I'm so bossy though when I'm drunk.
No, if I see it, then I'll know what we have to, like,
Okay.
contain from then onwards, Like, I'll be like, right, we don't want that version of her, so let's not do that.
Yeah.
And in return,
Yeah.
I'll drink a lot of Prosecco, and then you can see what that does to me.
You're such a fun drunk though.
You heard it here first. I'm a fun drunk.
You are.
I can also be a sad drunk. There's definitely been times I'm
I
sad
know.
drunk.
I hate being sad drunk. I need to try and work out what. I think for me, it's not actually what I drink. It's just drinking too much makes me go. I'm fine if I'm doing something. As soon as I have a minute by myself, I'm like, meh.
To be fair, the sad drunk for me comes in if I'm already like bad but trying
Yeah.
to pretend it's not there. Then drinking alcohol and getting quite drunk. That's the point where it just comes out, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm a terrible person, and it's just a mess like that.
Oh dear.
So here's the thing: we haven't caught up since we released episode 10, because it has been a busy couple of weeks. What's going on? What's going on in life?
Let me think.
Because it's you, so there's bound to have been something weird that's happened.
Oh well, I got my first vaccine, which you knew.
Very proud.
Which was good.
Well done for not being an anti-vaxxer.
Oh,
I'm amazed that I have to congratulate people on just accepting the thing of vaccines. But...
I'm planning on, Pierce and I are planning on taking my sisters to Disneyland at the end of the year. My dad and stepmom. Oh yeah, it was basically an incentive for my sister to actually not drop out of school and to get decent GCSEs.
Stay in school, kids. At least till 16.
Yeah. Pierce goes, just one day goes, yeah, so if you get these grades, then we'll take you to Disneyland. And I look at him, I'm like, I feel like you should have consulted me on this. But no, really, really glad. But I then suddenly realised that next year we're going to be having our hen do stag do, and the year after we're getting married. So the best year to do it would be this year if COVID-wise we can.
Sorry, I just heard that I need to be booking in a couple of years' time. There's a wedding.
Oh yeah.
Which is good. I have time to at least wait before I get a seat then for that. It's not going to happen.
Oh dear.
It's not going to happen at all.
Pierce has been saying about that. Actually, Pierce has lost over a stone. So he's doing really well.
Shout out to Piers, my guy.
Shout out to Piers. Yeah, June 2023 is when we're getting married.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm
we're gonna
actually
send
writing
out.
this down in my notebook.
We're gonna send out save the date. To be honest, I'm probably gonna do an electronic one for most people, because I was thinking about how many stamps I would have to buy
Well done.
and how expensive it would be. Yeah. Also, save the world. Save the planet.
Good human.
Save my money as well.
Yeah. It's a win-win-win.
Yeah. So, wait, what was I saying? I keep doing this.
No, I
Uh,
just get sidetracked. You're going to Disneyland.
oh yeah, so hopefully going to Disneyland. Fingers crossed. Like touch wood, everything is COVID safe, and we'll only do it if we're all vaccinated by then. Um, which is why I needed to know, like, oh, do I need a visa to go to France now? You don't. And my dad then said, yeah, you're not allowed to leave the country if you don't get vaccinated for 2 years or something.
yeah, I don't know if that specifically is true. I
It'll be
think
something
there'll be something
like
in
that.
there. I think they'll want you to be vaccinated, which is fair enough. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want people coming into the country and carrying COVID. Like, it makes sense.
Well, I said to my dad, I said, obviously my sisters, one of them's 16 and one of them's 13. I was like, how is that gonna work? Because they won't be vaccinated because they're kids. So I don't know.
It's tough. I mean, hopefully by like, are we talking end of like Christmas time kind of thing?
Like end of October, beginning November, sort of
Yeah, by then,
round then,
like,
I think.
kids should at least have had their first one.
Do you think?
I would. Well, okay. That's if the government plan stays on track, and I'm skeptical as always about government plans, but like, I should get my first, unless without other things happening. I should get mine by like June, July, my first one,
Oh,
hopefully.
okay.
But
Yeah.
that's if everything stays on track. I don't think it will. I think it will slip slightly. But by October, November, I would hope that your sisters will at least get their first one.
Yeah.
Um, it'd be pretty sad if not. Like, that would be like almost a year since we started this. Like, that'd be
Exactly.
pretty grim. But so I know in some places they have a like reserve list
Oh,
for
yeah, yeah,
vaccines
yeah.
as well. So I was looking up that at the same time because I was like, if they've got vaccines that are going spare at the end of the day because people are worried about blood clots or whatever,
Yeah.
screw them. I'll have their vaccine.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
for
care. I'm
sure.
so annoyed that I'm way down the list on the account of like being young and not having a like underlying health condition. They basically like,
Yeah.
oh no, yeah, you'll be fine. I'm like, well, I'd quite like mine too. And if everyone else is out there whining about it, can I just like let's go?
Yeah, they do try, and when I was trying to work out when I could get mine, I was on the phone for ages, and they just kept sending you in a cycle of like click number 5 or click number 2, and I was just like, oh, I gotta.
Not for me. Not for me.
And then they just say at the end of it, they go, please check out the website
I hate those.
that tells you that you're not getting your vaccine or whatever. You're like,
Oh my god. Okay, it's completely unrelated. I saw a tweet this week. And it
oh,
made it made me occasionally I get quite angry unnecessarily. It's been known. It's been known for me to get angry unnecessarily. Um, but there was this dumbass tweet. So I've start. You can see where we're going here.
oh my god.
Let me read you the tweet. Okay.
I need to start using Twitter. I'm
No, you
missing
don't.
out.
Don't come
Okay.
on here. Does anyone know why lots of teenagers now will avoid making a call? They seem to hate talking on the phone, don't want to call a cab, a takeaway, or even ring family. I don't know if it's a lack of confidence, but it's definitely not good for their communication skills. And I was like, fuck off. What is this? What? Are you telling me the only way to communicate with people is on the phone? I hate talking to people on the phone. Like, if you like, okay, so at work this week, there was a piece of software that I need to use. And I tried logging in, and the login had been cancelled because, like, it's time limited kind of thing. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's fine. I can request it online. It's like, no, if you want to reopen your account, you have to call us up. You have to call the IT help desk. Haven't done it yet. It's just not happened because I was like, I don't want to do that. I hate calling up, like, especially when you have to go through the automated like press 1 if you want to do this. Press
Yeah,
2.
I hate
Because
that.
yeah, like, I've pressed the wrong one. I'm gonna end up in the wrong place. They're gonna be like, oh, we'll pass you over, and then you get bounced around things. And like, I just hate. I don't know what it is about phone calls that give me like anxiety.
Oh no, I feel it.
And it's not like, okay, so if you called me, it's not anxiety. Like, I'll be fine, you know.
Yeah.
And we can talk on the phone for ages. Like, we've spoken on the phone for hours, and I've been cool with that.
Yeah.
But it's like sometimes you don't want to, like, especially if you're calling up a company or whatever, and you're like, I've just lost time here because now I have to sit here, focus
Oh,
on that call. I
yeah.
can't do something else because I'm gonna miss something on the phone. So I've got to like stay engaged with that. So then I can't do whatever it was I was doing,
Yep.
and I don't need to. Like I can just go on the internet and like if it's something like, oh, I want to change my account something or other, like just give me an option on the website so I don't have to call anyone. I hate it.
Exactly.
I
Like
hate
I
it.
called the dentist yesterday,
Ugh.
and they didn't pick up. I was literally on the phone for ages, and
They
it's
do that thing
ringing
where it
and
rings, it just
ringing and
rings and
ringing.
rings and
Yeah,
rings, and then it just goes, nope.
yeah. I was just like on the phone for like 15 minutes, and no one was picking up, and I was just like, great, thank you for that. And I am not even registered at a dentist at the moment,
Oh.
because I haven't been in ages.
Mhm.
Which is probably why I've got fucking no, I've never had any problems with my teeth. I chipped my front tooth playing sport, but other than that I've like never had any fillings or anything. But I've had these wisdom teeth like come in and out of my gums for the last few years, and every time it hurts like a bitch. And this time it's lasted for like a week, and I've just had enough. I just want them out. Just want. Oh my god, I watched videos. You might have seen because you have access to my like YouTube. Like recently watched.
Mhm.
I've been watching like wisdom tooth extraction videos, and oh my god, they are disgusting.
That's not. I'm just imagining what some of them must look like, and I don't like what's coming to mind.
They cut like if your wisdom tooth is like in a certain angle, they cut halfway down your tooth and pull it out in like segments. And you know you're like, and I don't really like. I don't mind needles. I don't mind injections or like procedures. I'm not like squeamish or anything. But watching them like cut the tooth in half, and bear in mind like the person's awake. Like it's not like in America where they knock them out. Person's awake and they're just like scooping into their gums. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I've made a mistake here of starting to watch a video
Oh yeah,
where this
no.
happens. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So just
It's when they
injecting of
cut into the
anesthetic.
gum.
Why? You can't cut into that. That needs to
No.
be there. Oh.
And they have to
It's
sometimes
like,
drill into your jaw
oh
as
my
well.
god, he's there like trying to shovel it out. Like if you had a rock or something, you're trying to like
Yeah.
dig it out with a. Stop forcing it in there. There's blood everywhere. Right. Okay. Look, I'm generally okay with like gore and things. Like
Yeah.
if someone's leg gets torn off in a movie or something,
I'm like,
I'm like,
oh
oh,
well.
that's not great. That's gonna hurt in the morning. But that's fucking
No, it's
disgusting.
disgusting. And one of the ones I watched, like, I'm sure the dentist was fine, but they sort of like the tooth looked like the person was about to swallow the tooth because they sort of like popped it out too aggressively. And then I just see, like, I guessing the assistant who's got the sucking to suck the blood out, she then like sucks the tooth so it doesn't go down this person's throat. And I was just like, oh no, oh no. And I know my mum had one of her wisdom teeth out when she was about my age, so I'm thinking like, and to be fair, I'd rather just get them out because then I will just that problem solved. You don't. It's like your appendix. You don't need them, so just get it out and then you won't have any problems again.
Oh, sorry, that's fucking disgusting.
Have you had any teeth issues?
So I had braces, as you know, I
Yeah.
had braces when I was younger. But I've never had any. I've never needed to have any fillings. I've never had to have anything apart from that.
That's
I
good.
do have my wisdom teeth have come. They started coming through a few years ago.
Yeah.
And they're the only teeth in my mouth which aren't perfectly in line, which does anger me some because they came throughout my
Oh,
braces. They're like just pushing
that's
me and
so
going, "Oh, I'm
annoying.
here now." Um, I haven't really had much problems with them. I had initially like a bit of pain
Yeah.
Obviously, when they're
When
coming
they first
through.
come through, they do hurt like a bit, and it's just sort of like uncomfortable, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. But I've not. They've been alright. But yeah, I'm very even I am not a massive fan of going to a dentist. Um,
Yeah, no, dentist is just like someone in your mouth. It's so personal.
it's
Like it's
very like
just
I've worked it out. Okay, like I think it's when I'm fine with it. Anywhere else, I'm fine with it. It's something like my head. I don't want you to go into my head. Like I just there was a thing a thumbnail on the side there of like brain surgery, right? So they've obviously like taken apart someone like taking someone's a bit of their skull away to be able to like do something.
yeah.
No. You don't get in there. That's not for you. I feel like the head should exist in a kind of bubble, and
Yeah.
it should just be protected. And you shouldn't go inside the bubble. Leave the bubble on its own. So I don't like dentists that much. Like I'll go to the dentist for a checkup, but generally I'm like because we have to pay for dentists as well.
Yeah.
I kind of like I don't want to go there and pay like £40 for them to say,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
it's all
fine.
right. You haven't flossed very much recently, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it next time. Haven't done it. Um, I do it occasionally, but I'm just not very good
I
at
never.
like, you just can't be asked. You're
Yeah,
just like,
I never
oh, they'll
floss
do.
if I'm
You know,
honest.
like I've got the electric toothbrush. I've given them
Yeah,
a
same.
clean. They feel clean. I'm off.
Yeah.
And maybe
No,
it's a really bad
completely.
attitude to have, but I'm like, fucking hell, I can't like. I'm meant to like sit there and like brush my teeth and do the floss, and I've got to do mouthwash, but ideally, not at the same time. I've got to do that like a couple of hours later
Yeah.
because of that, and I'm like,
Same.
sorry, I meant to spend my whole day now shuttling backwards. I want to drink my tea without having mint in my mouth. Is this so much of a? I just look tea over teeth every day for me. Okay. If you told me, Chris, you can never drink another cup of tea, or Chris, you can't have teeth anymore, I'd be like, well, get those soups on the go, boys, because teeth are out.
I don't know why. This just reminded me of like something my nan used to say. So my nan is South African, and she brought me up on a lot of South African food and well, South African tea, rooibos, and I just remember something just triggered her going, yeah, well, rooibos doesn't stain your teeth, so it's better for you. And now every time I'm drinking rooibos, I'm like, oh yes, well, it's not staining my teeth, so it's it's good for me.
I'm not. I'm not saying. Look, okay. Look, I'm not saying that she may well be right, but is she
I think
just
it's not.
saying that, or is this factual? Like,
Actually, should I have a look? Should I
if she could,
fact
because
check my
it
nan?
sounds like one of those things that like people say, and you just hear it, and then you're like, where did that come from? What's so special about it? It
I
doesn't
don't think it has
stain your
caffeine
teeth.
in.
Does it
Oh,
not?
oh! It won't stain your teeth because tannins aren't found in rooibos. You can drink it without having to worry about your teeth turning yellow.
Damn.
My nan was right. And it has zero
Damn.
caffeine and low acid or something. So yeah, it's
See, this
good for
explains
you.
why rooibos has become it's part of my tea drinking, but it can never fully be there because I need that caffeine hit.
Yeah,
I need the
it's,
drugs, until they, if you can give me a caffeine patch that I can just kind of stick on there like a smoker trying to quit for the 20th time, be like, oh, got these patches, and pull up my arm and it's just full of patches. Yeah.
see, this is the thing about like insomnia is like when you take sleeping pills. So you avoid caffeine throughout the whole day because you're
hmm
like, I don't want anything to
hmm
keep me up all night. And you have a sleeping pill. So then you're fucking tired all morning and most of the day. So you're like, I really want some caffeine, so I wake up. And when I was doing my deadlines last semester, I was having sleeping pills and Monster energy drinks. And you know when you're
Jesus.
like, this is not like, because the thing is, with having coffee and stuff, it doesn't agree with me very well either. So like, I was just
Mood.
like, okay, I'll have energy drinks in like at midday or whatever. So I'm like doing my work. It's just so wrong. You just feel your body going up and down, up and down.
What
So
you're
now I
doing
just
is you're
try and
trying to
avoid
force your
caffeine.
body into a normal pattern of sleeping and being awake
Yeah.
by forcing it to be at both extremes.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're sleeping now. Shovel the pills in. Go to sleep. And you're like, nope, time to wake up. Here's a monster. Like,
Honestly,
you're just trying to be a normal human, but
I just
you're
can't.
like, yes. Oh my god, that's brilliant. I love that.
I feel like when we were growing up, all of us were. I don't know if it was like a teenage thing, but all of us were like insomniacs.
Yeah, I still am.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't like gone down the route of. To be fair, sleeping pills are a bit testy about because they don't want you. I was gonna say because they don't want you to become reliant on them, and I'm like, yeah, me. I can't sleep without them.
I did. I
Couldn't
went to my
sleep without
GP
them
once,
before.
and I was like,
Oh, really?
look, I'm struggling. I cannot, because I was just really not sleeping until like I would lay there
Yeah.
until like 4 or 5 o'clock, get a couple of hours sleep, and then be like, right, time for a lecture. And I was like, really hating it. And I went to the doctor and I was like, look, please, I need help. And they were like, okay, well, we can't really prescribe you sleeping pills because like they don't always really help, to be honest. Sometimes, and I was like, well, if they'll make me sleep, you know. So they gave me these like kind of herbal ones.
Oh, they don't work. They suck.
And they don't work because, well, so the first ones they gave me
Was it Nital? The herbal Nital?
Possibly. I don't think that was the first one they gave me. They gave me one which basically had the side effects of lowering my blood pressure for some reason. So I was like, I can't even like, I could just looking at my hands. I was like, my veins are really swollen, and I'd like lift my hands up, and you could feel the blood like draining down. I was like,
no.
I hate that. And I went to him and I was like, is this normal? He was like, we're gonna get you off those. Well, I don't think you should take those ones anymore. So get rid of them. And I took some different ones, and that kind of works, but it wasn't really a. What I found is it would normally make me feel drowsy, like I'd want to sleep, but it wouldn't actually.
Did they get you to try Zopiclone?
Don't think.
Because they'll only give it to you in like a short. My doctor said
they never
like,
actually prescribed me anything. They were just like, "Oh, go buy this," and I go buy the latest over-the-counter stuff. They didn't want to prescribe me anything.
One that might work, which my doctor recommended, was the Blue Nital, which is actually the medical one instead of herbal, and that worked for me for months, and then I got immune to it, which did suck, but it does work. So, well, it did for me, so that might be worth trying. But yeah, I remember when they gave me the Zopiclone and a couple of other different things, and I was awake, and you're like, this is medically meant to knock me out. And I remember him saying, if you can't sleep, or after one, wait like an hour and a half, and then have another one. And then have another one or half of one or whatever. And you're like, I'm still awake. You're looking at the packet like,
I've taken 5 now. When am I meant to sleep?
Honestly, no, it's so concerning.
Sorry, I have to go back to it because it's still on my screen.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
This tweet about like, why don't people like making calls? And like you scroll down, and it's people of all ages who reply to her, and they're like, I just don't like answering the phone. Like,
yeah,
I don't. It's like someone compared it to like, when you get like a knock at the door, like an unexpected knock at the door, and you're like, oh no. No, because you're not expecting a delivery, you're not expecting a friend, and you open it and it's Jehovah's Witnesses, and you can't just like slam the door, so they're there then until you can kind of politely go, yeah, sorry, I'm not really interested, bye, shut the door. And I was like, yeah, this is fair enough, you're not wrong. Someone was like, yeah, sometimes it's just more respectful to like send a message, not be expecting them to immediately reply, and just be like, look, you can reply to this when you're around again. I scrolled down, someone got angry about sending voice notes to each other. They're like, oh my god, we young people just send voice notes all the while, why don't they just call each other? And I was like, no,
because then you can respond in your own time.
It's such a, like, I love it when we do it. It's great because you can just send it to me and I'm like, okay, cool, and I can listen to it and be like, Right, I get it. And sometimes you just get those like cues that you don't pick up from just messaging, but the
Yeah.
time where you sent it, I know that I was busy doing something else. So
Or
like,
you can't quite explain something.
yeah,
Like, in I am calling you out though. Episode 10, when you included our voice notes, and I'm like just woken up, and I can't fucking string a sentence together.
Sorry.
You included it.
Why are you? Sorry, you look compared to me in that one. You look quite good, right?
No, I think the opposite. I thought you made complete sense in what you were
That's because I
saying.
had to go through and edit out the bits. I was like,
Oh, okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like the because it's really bad. The and like I had to edit it out because I was like, Christ alive, I can't follow up this really emotional like opening with me going. So I had to edit it down, but I still sound like as I was literally barely awake. In comparison, you can you're like, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Yeah. And like, you're sounding like it's fine. It makes it sound like it's 1 in the afternoon, and I'm like, I gotta wake up, and you're like, yeah, that's okay, no worries. So we'll get on to Katie and we'll let her know. Yeah, that sounds great.
Why are you making me sound like a receptionist?
I don't know. I really don't know. I went for it and I was like, hello, you've reached the medical practice here. Who would you
I
like to
love
speak to?
how when you speak to someone like a receptionist, it always starts really like softly, and then they get more and more aggressive as the conversation goes on. You're like, whoa, I was misled here. Or you get transferred to like someone called Deborah, who just like
Deborah
wants to
doesn't give
stab
a shit
your eye.
about you. You start off and
Yeah.
say, hi there, it's Sarah at the Main Street Medical Practice. How can I help you today? Oh, hi Sarah. Yeah, I just wanted to have a chat with my doctor about my medication. Okay, that's okay. Let me put you through to our medical secretary. Put you on hold, you get some like Vivaldi, but it's been butchered by some MIDI sound thing.
Yep.
It's like, alright, it's Deborah. Oh, hi there, Deborah. I was just speaking to Sarah there about wanting to talk to my doctor. Right, what's your doctor's name? It's Dr. Smith. Dr. Smith's busy right now. How can I help you? Like, oh, I was just hoping I could get some. I was just hoping I could. I've got my antidepressants are running out. And it's like, right. So why haven't you called in a couple of weeks ago? Like, well, no, I've got a couple of weeks left. No, I've got time. I just wanted to call up now to get the, because that's what I always used to do. Is like, well, you've never done that here, have you? No, I just came back from uni. Anxiety rising. By the way, at this point,
Yep.
okay, you're anxious. Why didn't you call earlier? We got to get this in ball rolling. Well, I'm going to run out in a couple of weeks, so I just hoped there was some way I could get some more. Well, I mean, it's quite difficult. I suppose we can make it work, but it's going to be quite difficult for you. Right. Well, Let me check something here.
What? Right, that is so accurate.
Let me check this. Okay, well, you should be able to request one more. Next time you should really call a couple of months in advance. Oh, okay, I didn't know that wasn't anywhere. Well, it's common sense, isn't it? Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Right, so I'll book you in for next week, chat with the doctor. He'll call you. Oh, okay. What kind of time would I be looking at? Well, I don't know. He'll call when he calls you. Okay. Well, thanks, Deborah. Have a good day. Hangs up phone. Then you get the little follow-up and it's like, thanks for calling the Main Street Medical Practice.
Would you like to leave a survey?
Quick survey. How would you rate our customer service today?
Shit.
10. 10, sure. Were you helped with your query? Sure. And is there anyone
Was your anxiety made worse during this phone call?
I was like, I spoke to Deborah, and she was a bit of a she helped me. Please tell her that she helped me.
She cured my anxiety.
Right. Yes, I feel happy now. Goodbye. I don't know why.
You're on a roll.
I really got into
brilliant.
the role there. But fucking Deborah, yeah, doesn't care.
Honestly.
Deborah's just there slapping you down, going, "What the fuck is wrong with you, you
And you
cretin?"
just want to cry the whole time. You're like,
Yeah, you hate
it's
it.
okay. I found out that okay, so you're exactly like me and Katie again. We're all the same person. We worked this out last episode.
Yeah.
But so I've needed to register at my local doctor's now. I moved in with Piers for quite a long time.
Quite a while.
Quite a while. But the thing was, I had specialist appointments in Oxford, so I couldn't move doctors until I'd had those, otherwise they would have cancelled my specialist appointments, which I didn't want. So I waited. Anyway, I had all my specialist appointments, so I was like, right, I do need to register. And I'd left it. It appeared, so you gonna fill that form in? I was like, yeah. Anyway, like 3 forms later, because I'd given up halfway through each one, fill in the form, and then it literally wanted an arm and a leg from me. It had like 3 separate forms attached to it.
Were they all asking for the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't have that when I started. I guess the uni doctors are just like, yeah, give us your name and we don't trust you to know anything else.
See, when I started at uni, I had to do that. They gave me like the 3 forms, and I was like, okay, so you need to fill in this one. It was like NHS branded, and it was like, look, your name, your address, your NHS number. So immediately I'm like, what is an NHS number? Also, do I have one?
Yeah.
Mum, help me out, please. I don't know what this is. Goes through blah 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 blah. Writing the name of your family doctor. I don't have a I see a doctor every time I go. It's not always the same doctor.
No.
So you just put that in there. Just there we go. Then they hand you the second one, and it's like the medical practice branded one. It's like,
yeah.
So yeah, we need your name and your address and your NHS number. And I'm like, what? But you just
took it.
So on that one, take it from this one.
I had this, and it said, oh, you need your you need 2 forms of ID, and I was thinking, right, okay, I'll get my birth certificate out, and I couldn't find my birth certificate. You know, you're like, oh no,
yeah,
so
was I
through
born?
everything. Yeah, I was just like, and then I panicked. I looked on my birth certificate, and it said the 24th of September, and my birthday is the 22nd of September.
He's there panicking. Have I been living a lie?
And I was like, oh my god, and I realised that was the date that they like signed off for my birth certificate or something. But I literally looked, I was like, oh, my life's a lie. 2 days younger.
Calling up the passport office like, I wasn't born then. It wasn't, it was the 24th.
So I get it together anyway, and I get to the doctor's, and then we're ringing the doorbell, and we stood there for like 15 minutes and no one's coming. And we know it's open because we'd just gone to the other side of the GP surgery to get Pierce's pills, and they told us to go round that way, so they knew we were there. So we just stood there and was like, fine, sure, you're busy. And
that's because Deborah's sat in there with a cup of coffee looking at the window going, fuck those guys.
There was literally people just sat there, just like ignoring us. I was like, okay, sure. And Piers is like ringing the doorbell, like, no. I'm just like, we can leave it another time. Like Piers is like, you've left this for months, just. So I'm giving this woman my stuff, and because I'd filled it in 2 sessions, I forgot that I hadn't found a bill with proof of my address or whatever. And I was like, oh, do I need that? I'm waiting for her to say no and tell me to fuck off. Cheers. I guess we can submit it without that, but you will need the right hand side of your prescriptions, which I have prescription inhalers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, how do I get that? You're like,
yeah, how do you get that?
I had no idea. She goes, okay, well, you need to go to your pharmacy, and then you think your doctor's surgery, you give out, you just do it. But the pharmacy's right next to GP, so she said you go there and you ask them for it. So I'm going in, I'm like, Piss is like, okay, well, we'll do that now then. I'm like, oh, I was thinking we could postpone it for another few weeks. So he makes me go in. I'm like the naughty child, and I go in and I'm like, so I've been told that I need the right hand side for my prescription. And they're like, what's your prescription for? I was like, oh, my inhaler. What's your name? And I was like, okay, so all of that. And they're like, she was being quite polite, but also she didn't really know what I was asking. I was thinking, I don't know what I'm
Yeah, it's
asking.
fucking weird.
And then she goes, okay, well, I've got your name up here, and you don't have a repeat prescription. And, you know, you're like, but I do, because I get my inhaler from here
So
every,
you've seen
month.
me. I've been in here.
And I get called from them. I've been called 3 times asking how I'm getting on with my inhalers. So I was like, but I do. And I just was saying to her, but I do have a repeat prescription. She's going, and then thankfully, one of the chemists there, because she's not a chemist, she's just
Yeah.
correct. But yeah, and the chemist who knows me far too well, because I always come and give him problems because of being registered in Oxford, and he comes over and he just types my name and straight away goes, yeah, there's her prescription. And I was like, this bitch was trying to send me home, you know, without being able to sign it to the doctors, because but how can you do that wrong? If she's got surely it's as clear as you type in my name and a prescription comes up underneath.
Yeah, you see, you say this. I went for my antidepressants, like, not time just on, time before that. I turn up and I'm like, oh, hi, yeah, my name's Chris, yep. And I give them my birthday and I'm like, yep, 1999, cool. And she's like, okay, yep, cool. Goes out the back, starts typing on the computer, and I can see her. She's looking at it as if, like, confused, and I'm like, just type in my name, and it will be. And she comes back, she's like, sorry, give me that information again, please. I'm like, I'm Chris, and 1999, cool, okay, yeah. Goes away, comes back. Could you sorry, could you write down your birthday on this piece of paper? So I write down 1999. Oh, I thought you said 1989. I'm like, fuck off. Do I look like I was born in 89? Guess it. Goes out back, types it in. Ah, yes, I've got it now. And I'm like, surely it came up when you typed in my name. Surely it came up with the day and the month correct. The year ending in the number you heard. Like, you would look at that and then just go, I've been an idiot here. Instead, she comes out and says, oh, yeah, can you just write it down? And I'm like, sure. And I'm trying to, like, I'm there writing my own birthday, and I'm like, was this a lie? Was I not born on this day? And then she comes out and says, oh, yeah, the prescription's been here for a couple of days now. Here you go. And I'm like, what do you mean it was right next to you?
Yeah.
I don't even. I can't even.
And this is the thing, like, I understand people who work in healthcare, overworked, underpaid, etc. Respect them completely. But the thing is, there are just some people who don't realise that it's quite, like, I was clearly quite stressed out about trying to get this thing, and she's just trying to send me away as quick, like, she just doesn't want to deal with me. She's just like, no, I don't have it, bye.
And the thing is, it would be so quick for her to do it, because all she's got to do is get in it, like the guy did, type in your name, get the prescription, print it off, you can leave. You don't. She doesn't need to do anything else for you.
Yeah.
Like, she just hands you that, you leave, that's the job done.
And I sort of said to Pierce once, we'd gone and handed in all the bits, I said, thank God you were with me, because I would have given up after, like, 30 seconds.
Oh, I'd just say, like, oh, okay, I'm gone home.
Yeah. So it did make me think that before I met him of all the things that I would have just left. So, oh, my leg's fallen off. Oh well. I remember once at my uni doctor's a guy who I was sort of, I don't know, friend, acquaintance, somewhere, like I knew him. He was a friend of a friend, basically. And I remember him trying to be subtle and pick up his prescription. And I remember this woman being so loud, and you think it's like this doctor's partnered with the uni doctors. Like, you think this guy is aware that I'm here and that possibly other people that he knows are there, and you're like bellowing out his prescription. And I was just thinking,
turns around to the back, it's like 20 Viagra.
Yeah,
Jenny, it's 20 Viagra for this kid. Yeah, this kid, for Simon, 20 Viagra. Simon's there blushing like, fuck me.
Exactly, and I just felt really bad for this guy, because he had his you know, quite personal thing broadcasted, and I was just like, "Hi, mate."
The thing is, she could have just like gone round the back and just gone, "Yep, there's this," and just handed a piece of paper that says Viagra times 20.
Yeah,
But
and
instead, screaming it out to the back.
yeah, and this woman had seen us like exchange hellos as well, and she didn't give a fuck. Like, yeah, that's like, have you ever had to do a urine sample and then walk it across the GP?
Oh, it's the worst.
It's
As well,
like
you
great.
turn up and you're like, so I've got this, and you're like, like desperate. You're quite embarrassed because you're just holding a tube of your waist and going, I've got this for you. So yeah, actually, what you want to do, put it back in the bag and put it in this basket, and you look at the basket and it's full of other people, and you're like, in here, yeah, just in there. And you're like, okay, just glad I washed my hands. Put it down. Yeah. Okay, I'll be off then. Like, I hate that.
It's so awkward. Once I put my my pot in my jogging bottoms pocket because I didn't want to.
No.
A similar
No.
thing because no, it was fine. There wasn't spillage. Before you panic. No, but it was because there was people I knew. Because again, uni doctors. There's people I knew, and I didn't really want to like walk around holding my pee.
Don't want to walk
So-
in and go, Deborah, I've got it. I peed in a
Deborah!
tube. Here you go.
So like I walk around and then I pull it out of my pocket and like plonk it on the table. This woman looks mortified. You know, you're like, that's quite a normal thing to do. Hide your urine. Like, she looked at me like I was some sort of druggie who'd exchanged their urine.
Oh, I've got this. This is the infected one. Can you give me a clean sample? All right, thanks. See you later.
Honestly. I've had it before as well, where the doctors have been like, right, this is a bit more like TMI, but I get like UTIs all the time. Just some women are more prone to just getting it, and obviously having sepsis didn't help, so I just get infections everywhere all the
Sepsis,
time.
everyone. It's quite bad.
It's not advisable, but yeah. So I remember this. This has happened to me multiple times, where the woman's been like, "Yeah, I don't think you have got a UTI, but we can send it to that. Do you know they do the dipstick test or whatever?" And then she's like, "Okay, so it's not showing anything at the moment," and I'm like, "Trust me, I've got a UTI.
It's like, I know how this works right now.
I know, I'm telling you." And they were like, "Okay, well, you know, just to rest assured, you know, like we will, to ease your mind, we'll send it off to labs." And then like a week later, I get a call saying, "So you were right. You do have a UTI. You know, you're like funny that I know my own
Strange.
body."
The symptoms of something I've had before turned out to be the thing that I said. No. Surely
I've had
not.
it 2 or 3 times, and they'd be like, no, you don't have an infection. Then they've sent it to the labs and be like, "Yes, you do. Quite a bad one, actually." And you're like, don't use dipsticks if they don't fucking work.
Healthcare
Hate
makes me
people.
anxious. If I turn up at a doctor's, I'm normally feeling anxious about whatever it is because
Yeah.
I'll wait till the very last bit. My foot has to be dangling by a thread before I'll go see a doctor and go, "Hello, yes, I think I might be about to lose my foot," and pull up my ankle, and you can see it's just one tiny patch of skin holding my foot on. Like, I'll wait till that point. So if I'm turning up, I'm quite worried, and then just like, well, it doesn't sound like it's a problem. Look at your foot. Can you still walk on it? And like, well, it goes down on the floor, and I guess I can put pressure on it. Well, I guess we can put it through. We don't want to waste the doctor's time, do we? I'm like, yes, I suppose you're right. I suppose it is still connected, and so.
Do you know what? I think I don't know if it's as bad for men as it is women, but like I've always had like doctors that seem to be like in disbelief, like you have to convince them. So now I just take Pierce with me, and they treat me so much differently when Pierce is there.
It's weird. I've heard that, and I remember, yeah, like back last episode when we were talking about women, a couple people told me, yeah, the difficulty of trying to explain to a doctor anything, like especially around periods and things, like trying to explain it's not
Especially
normal,
if you have a
this
male
isn't right.
doctor.
And they're just like, well, sometimes they're just weird, aren't they? Sometimes they don't quite go the same way. And I was like, But yeah, but if someone's come in to tell you that they're worried about it, you should probably just investigate it just because they're there. So maybe you should like believe them and like, maybe try and work out what the issue is. No, no, okay, no, no, we're just going to disbelieve them immediately.
Oh my god, I
Banging.
just remembered this. This doctor, right, recommended me for a smear test or whatever it is, getting checked down there basically.
Hmm.
A couple of years ago, and so I get to the appointment with Pierce, and I'm like nervous as shit because like it's not very pleasant having someone look down there, let alone swabbing down there. And then I sat there, and I think they took blood from me as well. So they sat there, take blood from me, and they're like, okay, now we're gonna examine you. I was like, okay. They're just like, just what's your date of birth? And I was like, explain my date of birth. She goes, oh, well, we can't do this test because you're too young. I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, you have to be 24 or whatever it was. I think it's 24. Before the lab, she said, I can do the test if you want, but the labs won't check it. And I was like, well, why would I want you to do it then?
Sorry, so what I'm saying is I can do the test and
Yeah, she said
then
it like
it will just be
multiple.
done.
She said, yeah, I can do the test, but they won't analyze it at the lab. So basically, I can stick a swab in your foof, for the fun of it, basically. She said, and she kept saying it, and when you're like, that's not a very funny joke. It's not very funny. And Pearson
Do you want the
just there,
uncomfortable
like,
experience? You don't get anything from it, but do you want the uncomfortable experience? Do you want to feel like you're in? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want that? You want that? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
No.
she was like, I recommend you talk to your doctor about this. So I was thinking, surely you should. Surely, like, this is something that he wasn't aware of. So maybe, like, a colleague who actually,
I
has
think I never
medical.
get them
Otherwise,
up
I've
these.
got
It's like surely you can just type it on the notes and be like, "This isn't what we do.
best bit
Don't
is
do
he
that."
was in the room opposite as well.
Oh my god!
So
So
it's
you
like
literally
two
could have
steps
just
away.
like,
I think eventually Pierce was like, surely we, you speak to the doctor about this. I think there was some sort of conversation in the corridor, and I think I was just left as like, yeah, oh well, it's like just I'm sure you're fine was sort of how it was left.
again, that's like waiting for Piers to like. If Piers hadn't been there, it would just been like, "Yeah, talk to your
Oh
doctor.
yeah,
Bye.
literally.
Out you go. Why are you still here? Jog on."
It's honestly like, yeah, not great. And I'm pretty sure, like Pierce. I mean, Pierce has had some bad doctors. Don't get me wrong. He's had some really helpful ones and some bad ones. There's never really in between, is there?
No, they're
like,
either completely shit or very good.
yeah. But I think he'd probably agree with me that they are a lot more dismissive to women.
Oh no, definitely, definitely. I've never been disbelieved about anything I've got. Even when I went in about insomnia, they accepted it was there.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it wasn't there. They were just reluctant to prescribe it or whatever. And I, okay, well, okay, you're just not being helpful. I don't think it's that you disbelieve it, but I've definitely heard more stories from women where it's like, are you sure? Are you sure
Yeah.
this isn't like your normal periods? It half expects anyone to go, you know what? Yes, I have had this unusual crippling pain every time. Yeah. Oh, that's the one. Thanks, Doc. Like, don't make it more uncomfortable for people, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway.
Well, I was just thinking this went like, considering it's like an unplanned thing, we did like covered quite a few topics there.
We really did, and I mean, I feel like Deborah is she's a character I'm going to explore more in the future.
I love Deborah.
Is,
Deborah is way too accurate for my liking.
She's annoyingly accurate, which says a lot about experiences I've had on the phone. But
So
we'll park that. Maybe Deborah will reappear soon. Who knows? She will. She definitely will.
She will. We need to think of more characters.
I mean, basically what we've learned here is if you give me a situation that I just in any way has angered me in the past, there's a monologue ready to go.
Yeah.
Of me there just playing both characters going, well,
I was just thinking, should we, I don't know how long we've been chatting, but I was thinking maybe we could do the music
I thought we could do the
section.
music. We can do the music section.
Oi,
Hi
oi.
guys, welcome to the music section.
Howdy.
Hey, did you miss us?
I hope you did.
I hope you did.
Because
I missed
we
you.
missed you.
I missed you much long time. Can I start us off?
You can. I'm very
Uh,
happy with this week's playlist.
yeah, I did like actually before I do start, can I just double check? So the three artists you put in there, are they all female?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. I was just
Not
making
intentionally,
no,
which is
it
good.
was just an interesting thing I noticed. Cool. I want to start with Katie Baser, who's written Haters.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a bop. Can I say that now?
It is a bop.
It's
It is a
actually
fucking
such a
bop.
bop. It's a great thing. Like, where did you find it? Out of
Uh,
interest.
TikTok.
TikTok.
So
Okay,
all of them actually exclusively found from TikTok.
that checks out. That makes sense.
And she is very talented. She's got such a cool voice. It's sort of like a bit Amy Winehousey.
Yeah, I see that. I see that.
Lots of riffs. She just does everything with her voice that I wish I could do, you know?
I thought she was older.
Oh
She
no,
is.
she's young.
She's like
I
18.
think yeah, she's a baby. Like
And I'm there like,
she's so
you
cute.
sound like you're much older than like her voice is so like it's well developed, you know? Like it's that kind of voice that you have to sounds horrible, doesn't it?
That sounds like you're
awful.
talking about boobs.
I know. It sounds
Well
horrible.
developed.
I'm not proud of that one, but no, it's like it's the kind of voice that some people have to work at and really like train themselves together and go through it. And it's like I'm sure that she has.
She's so chill and natural about it as well.
That's
and
the
I'm
thing. Like it's just
how
yeah.
do you do it?
Yeah. Plus, I mean, come on now, the like swagger in this. Like,
Oh yeah.
I love that. Like, I was there like vibing to it. I was like, yes, go do this. Like, what is it?
I should
Haters
probably
gonna
do the
hate
lyrics.
no matter what you say. If you could tell by my face, I never cared anyway. And I'm like, can I get some of this energy?
Yeah.
I could do with this.
It's in the chorus, I think. Oh yeah, yeah, you've just said about the chorus. The best thing that you can do is show them how your dreams came true. I just thought that's cute. It was a bit like Disney, but like cute.
It was, but yeah, again, it's like doesn't really care. Like, I feel like someone could say, "I don't like that song," and she'd be like, "All right,
Bye.
bye." But like, it's great, and I loved what was he said? You'll never see me in some Joni jeans.
I knew you were
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
do
be dressing
that.
like I just hopped
I
out the
was-
'70s, looking like I could be a brand new band member of Queen, wearing them jeans, the ones that flow out at the knee. I was like, "Can I get some? Would I suit those?"
Yeah. Oh my god, should we do it?
Googling flares would suit me? Question mark. Nah, it's great. She's great. I think
She's just
she
so
hasn't
cool.
got many songs out if I'm not mistaken.
I think she's got 2 out. Am I wrong? She might have more. 2 out. I think.
It's a bop. Honestly, I'm ready. Hit me up some more.
I
of
think
that.
she's gonna. I don't know if she is signed yet or not, but I think she will be very soon.
Oh, there's no way
and-
she's not gonna get signed.
No, I think she'll chart if I'm on. Well, maybe not like in this year. Like, well, yeah, she might have some.
It's the
chance in the
confidence that
next
she
couple of
has
years.
for someone so young. Like that confidence is great. Like I feel like you need some of that to really survive in the music industry. I think it's a tough industry to survive in.
Yeah.
And it feels like she knows that what she's doing is good, and that's definitely a good start.
Yeah.
So she's gonna do well.
Well, I was just gonna actually start with my favorite of yours.
Yeah.
I normally leave like my favorite, I think, to the end, but Everything Black
Yes. Okay.
was I started playing it, I was like immediately happy. I was like, I love this. And not that it's not you, but it did take me by surprise a bit. I was like, what? Like this is bopping, vibing, brilliant, and not depressing, which was nice.
No.
Nice change.
To be fair, literally, yeah. Like, so someone shared it one of the streaming communities I'm in, and it came from someone who's like a lot younger than me. Like, I don't even know, like they're like 13, 14, and I'm like,
Oh wow.
yeah, that thing where someone like when it because we have like a like share your music kind of thing,
Cute.
share like music that you're listening to, and I kind of expect it to be shit.
Yeah,
I
because
so
they're
sound like,
young now.
oh Christ, it's gonna be some crappy bullshit. What are you listening to? So I put this on, and I'm like, now hang on a second. Hang on a second. All right, let's sit down and listen to this. And it just like there's something like it gets you immediately. Like
Yeah.
I can't explain. I cannot explain it, but it's just so. I
It's a
love the
song
guy
you can
singing it.
chill and dance and
The
like
voice of
outside
the guy singing
barbecue.
it, Mike Taylor. He's got a great voice. I love how he like. He nails it. You know,
Yeah.
the whole thing. I love it. I cannot explain enough how much I like it, and it's not. The lyrics are not. It's not like the lyrics are massively like deep, and like you say, they're not like depressing. It's not like I'm sad.
No. And at one point it sounds a bit sexual, but I don't think it is sexual. It
I mean, I don't know.
says
It says, me and you and me do bad things in the night
in the
time.
nighttime.
Baby, you should come
Yeah.
with me and we can kill the lights. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
But then the rest of it doesn't seem about sex. You get me? Like that bit,
Yeah.
you're like, oh.
it's true.
No,
I
it's
like
not
that,
like
but I like the fact that it's not
Humpfest.
overtly. It's just like, we'll turn the lights out and.
Oh my god, I just thought of there should be a festival called Humpfest with just like artists that have great like sex tunes. I think that'd be great.
What, starting with Shaggy just coming in. Shaggy kicks us off and we start into the sex fest. Fuck me.
Oh god.
That's dangerous. What you're saying there is you want a festival where everyone leaves with at least one STD.
Yeah. No.
At least one.
No. Oh my god. Can you imagine?
It would be a nightmare. They'd be coming out of there with super gonorrhea or something. Like,
Ugh.
you'd be
does
releasing that
gono-
into the world.
Right. If we're gonna normalize like STIs, STDs, STIs, and stuff like that, can we please change the name gonorrhea? It's just like. How did we go from this to
No, we
gonorrhea?
gotta put it back. It's good. It's an absolute vibe. It just like
If you're listening, we're sorry.
I am sorry. I am. Yeah, it's just really good. And again, I thought maybe you'd like it because it's not a very I don't think it's what you'd think of as a typically me kind of song.
No, I didn't. Was...
And I was like, curveball, but it's great. Go listen to it. Go check it out. It's Everything Black by Unlike Pluto. Pretty cool. Which one do I want to go for? Which one do I want? Let's go for So Tired by Crawlers.
Yeah, knew it.
So this song, when I listened to it, it made me think of it's one of those like songs where it's like, was this originally like two songs that like came together? Because so you know how
of the instrumental
like,
with the bass and the drums, like.
well, like because the first like so it starts off and it's got like a kind of rhythm to it and you're locked in, and then the chorus like changes it up, like the tempo kind of changes a bit, and the rhythm kind of changes a bit, and it's not like a bad shift. It's not like it jars and you're like, what the fuck? Like it flows really well. It's like it feels almost as if it was two songs that you kind of wrote and went, wait, combine.
I never thought about it like that. I'll have to listen to it again with that in mind.
It has that kind of like, but no, look, I mean, if it was, they've done it well, and if it wasn't, they've done it with like whatever. It really it works.
Why does it sound like you're insulting them? I know you're not.
Like anything I say sounds insulting. Anything I say sounds insulting because I'm in just a mess. But look, what I'm saying is, it slaps.
Yeah, no, they are wicked. I love her voice. It's very soul-y, old school. They've sort of brought, you know, rock into the new era, which is nice because you don't see that very often.
Yeah, I won't lie to you. The voice was like, it sounded like it was like American, but like like that like American soul kind of feel. And I
Mm.
looked up and they were all from like Liverpool, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would not have placed that. And it's not
No.
not an insult, obviously. Yeah.
They've got a quite an interesting story actually. The front woman, um, I think she might be non-binary. I think she goes by she they pronouns.
Okay.
Um, she started like this TikTok account for the band, and they went from, I think I started following them when they had like 500 followers and something, and I thought, oh, this will be good because she's
You were
posting
there early.
regularly. It will give me, well, yeah, this is a thing. This will give me inspiration for what to do with toffees and stuff, because I wanted to give toffees a good idea of what's current at the moment with TikTok. And next thing I know, they're bloody verified, and they've got um I don't actually know how many followers on TikTok, but like I think something like 500,000 or something ridiculous.
I think I read an interview of them, and they said that they've been going along quite well, and then suddenly almost exploded out of like
Yeah,
nowhere, and that was because of TikTok, because they've been using
yeah,
TikTok.
and they literally had uh, a very few. I think they had less than 5,000 streams when I listened to this song the first time, and now it's like over 500,000. It's honestly crazy how quickly they've done it. And they said um, they struggled to have a handful of people at their concerts before lockdown, so they'll be interested to see what happens now they've been signed. And that's so crazy, isn't it? That TikTok has got them so far. It's so impressive.
I mean, what's this? I just went on their Instagram. So 9 weeks ago, they were celebrating 12,000 Instagram followers, and then now at
It's insane.
61.8 thousand.
Wow.
So that's good. Like, is they're clearly like going up, kids. Um, yeah, I really like their sound. I really like their sound. Um, it's good. They got a couple of singles out which I haven't listened to. They have so there's one called Hush, which seems to have done quite well. I want to go check that out. But this it was just really good. Like I quite I again I liked the idea that it could have been two songs that were kind of brought together,
Yeah.
because it just worked. Often you don't think about it kind of experimenting with that kind of thing. You stick with the same rhythm in the song. Um, and it's like it's clearly not the same rhythm, but it just works. And I think it's the confidence they have in it. It's not like a
Yeah.
attempt to kind of like, will this work? Let's just try it. They just go for it,
It
and
it
it
was quite musy with the bass line, which I
yeah,
quite liked.
definitely.
Just
I think you're right. I think this is like almost like the next era of rock, and if I'm here for that.
yeah.
I'm here for it.
So I wanted to go on to your song Buttercup,
Okay,
Julian and Sophie
Sophie Wood.
something. Sophie Wood. Oh, check you out, knowing your shit. Um, Again, I mean, there's not much to say about this other than I just really liked it. It was really chill and just it sort of really fits what's going on with sort of summer barbecues, but with with the cold winter wind going on at the moment. I just felt like it was really fits the vibe at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. And I think so at the moment, it like even like for a while now, it feels like when you're on the internet and things, everything goes at like a million miles a minute. Like there is stuff happening constantly, and like you look at Twitter, and every few seconds something new's happening somewhere, and there's this big thing going on. You need to be aware of it and stuff. And like it's crazy. And like I so often just want to like unplug from that and just chill.
Yeah,
And songs like this are just really nice to like have when it's just like a release, just for a little while.
yeah,
You can just go to like happy like chill place and just relax. And yeah, like it's not much to the lyrics. There's not much for me to go and like analyze on a deep level like what's going on. It's just smooth, chill. Like it is like a warm hug in a cold like winter. Just like, hey, look, it's all good. Snuggle up,
yeah.
get warm,
Snuggle up,
snuggle up.
Buttercup.
I didn't even think about that. That was good. Yeah, and so I looked. Julian is a Belgian
Oh,
producer, and he like writes all the stuff and like produces it all himself. And Sophie Wood is one of the vocalists that he often works with. Yeah, they're both like I've never really listened to much before. I will definitely listen to some more Julian because just very good, very
yeah.
strong stuff. It's nice chill. It's like if you wanna do what I want to do and just unplug sometimes and just
Yeah, that was what it sort of made me think
be in
of,
like a little bubble.
because it wasn't like Everything Black with like that your first selection, because that was very involved in a way, and you wanted to dance, you wanted to like, you know, it's quite like an active song, whereas this more sort of like passive, chill, happy vibe.
Yeah, and it's like that's the thing. It's like different kind of like Everything
Mood
Black's
music.
definitely a song that you want to kind of get up and like have a dance to, and like you feel like if you've got a lot of energy, like yes, let's go, let's do it. And then this is like the end of the day kind of thing, like you just want to chill, calm. That's the one.
Yeah.
You get something for everything here at the World's Rights Podcast.
We are inclusive.
We are inclusive. We're not exclusive because we're available on several platforms, including YouTube,
Oh, yeah.
Spotify, Apple Podcast. You can follow us on TikTok. You can check us out everywhere.
Oh my god, you're gonna be one of these voice actors, aren't you?
What, me and Deborah on the road forever? Me, Deborah, and Sarah.
Deborah.
We'll have Sarah out going, "Hey guys, welcome to the World's Rights Podcast. Come check us out." Deborah's gonna be there like, "Fucking follow. What are you doing?" So, Love and Roulette by Izzy DeRosa. I like this because it reminded me a bit of our discussion last week, 2 weeks ago, sorry, about it's like a double standards thing, right? So this is very much kind of like it just feels like it's like so okay, starts off, I met a boy from France. I kind of like it every time he came to town, fairy tale romance. And then it goes on, it's like maybe you'll be someone who isn't here for too long. And I was thinking about how generally as a society, if a woman says something like that, we're like, oh, sleeping with lots of men, are we? That's not very good, is it? Whereas if this was a guy singing it, you'd be like, hey, he's a player. Like, it's that double standard thing. I was like, it's refreshing to see that this hasn't stopped her just saying it. Like, it shouldn't stop her because it's not like, if you're gonna be like, hey, guys are a player, like, why would women not be allowed to do that too? Like, that's how dating works. Get over it. But it was really good. The guitar line in there, I wanted to learn it when I listened to it. I was like, oh, where's my guitar?
Yeah, I really like the lyrics in this a lot, because with the other songs we both chose actually this week, there's a lot less focus on lyrics, I think, just as a general thing. Whereas with this one, it's all about the lyrics really, and I like the phrase "ruin it with excuses" because it just made me think of so many relationships that have failed just because, or like, you know, and it's not so much relationships, it's more like the start of like when you're dating someone, and if someone's not, you're either not making time for them or someone's not making time for you, and that pretty much straight away gives you the indication that it's probably not going to go very far.
It's like that early red flag, isn't it?
Yeah, like, have you had that where you've started chatting to someone and then like,
definitely,
you know, they take ages to reply to you or whatever?
Definitely, it's like it's one of those like early judgment things you make where you're like, like sometimes I'll just say something and you'll think that's odd, and so you're kind of aware of it, and then it keeps going. You're like, this is going to be a problem. Yeah, like you just realize something's going to be a problem, or like if it's like,
especially when it's a bad excuse as well. Like, you know, and you just get that. It's like, oh, sorry, I missed your texts and like or your call or whatever. I was at the pub. You know, you're like.
The ones I find really weird are when they're so odd and like contrived and like.
Oh my god,
weird.
It's normally Tinder dates, isn't it? I remember one of my housemates when she's going on like Tinder dates and stuff, and some of the weird shit people would say as excuses. It'd be like, yeah, so my grandma died and then my cat had a heart attack, and then like and then
Yeah.
my tire burst on the way home. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
That's the thing. It's like, okay, so you don't know me, so this is kind of an overshare to start with. But okay, let's put that to one side. Like, it's almost like, you know, when people lie and they give you too much detail. There's just
Yeah.
way too much in there, and they're telling you about
Yeah.
everything. Their whole life story comes out. It's like,
I'm a quarter Italian, and
I would have I think generally I would have just accepted, like, oh, you know, I'm really sorry, like, what is, like, oh, I don't have notifications turned on for the app, and I'd be like, okay, no, that's fair play. I can see why you wouldn't want that. Like, you
yeah.
don't want it constantly going off. Cool, I respect that. But like, yeah, my dog, he got worms, and so I had to pay massive attention because he doesn't eat very well normally, and he's on this special diet, with that food. You know that food, you get it, and it's like,
You're calling me out here.
but I know, but it's just like that thing of like when it goes, like,
Yeah.
it's the level of excuse. And it's like you've lied, well, not lied maybe, but like you've put too much information in. It's made me suspicious, and I'm like,
Yeah.
we're starting off on a bad foot. I immediately think you're not willing to be honest with me,
For
and so
sure.
you don't want to carry on with that. So I definitely get that. I know exactly what you mean. I just
Yeah.
likes the idea of like love and roulette. Like,
Oh, yeah, it's such a great
it's a very good way of
metaphor.
describing. It's not even just like initially I was like, oh, it's a bit like Tinder, you know, like you swipe on people and you're like, this
Yeah,
could go
yeah.
well, and then you find out they're a fucking bastard, and you're like, oh,
Or a
no more of
murderer.
you. And then sometimes you're like, oh, we're on to a winner here. But I think it's just all dating in general. Like,
Oh, no, it is.
you don't know for sure how it's going to go after 10 seconds. You kind of, you just, you know, you get chatting to someone, you see how it goes, you realize, don't want to talk to you anymore, you eat them out, or you're like, yeah, I'll stay chatting to you. I like this. This could go somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a good metaphor. I like it. I've never really thought of it like that, weirdly, but 10 out of 10.
No. I don't know, like I've sort of I was thinking about old relationships this week a bit. I'd seen a few I'd seen a few people on TikTok writing songs about their first loves and stuff, and I was thinking about things. I was just thinking, you know, whatever you believe in, whether it's fate or a religion, or if you're atheist and you believe that like everything happens because you make it happen.
Mm.
I do think, you know, bad relationships, not that it's a good experience, but those experiences do bring you closer to hopefully finding your special person. Or, you know, so if you're like sad, you just got to remember you are one step closer than you were before.
I think that's the
I
thing.
guess.
It's like everything in life. You have to this is the thing that I kind of learned in therapy, and it's stuck with me. It's like you can't really appreciate the light if you've never seen the dark.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like for me, I didn't realize that I was in like some of my previous relationships were pretty like toxic, and I didn't really think about it like that until I was in a healthy relationship. Sometimes you don't realize you're being mistreated until you found, you know, someone who treats you right. And some obviously a lot of the time that happens by being single and, you know, self-discovery. But for me, when I met Pierce, I sort of thought back to my first love, let's say, and I just thought I would have never even got like 100th of your attention or anything or niceness in comparison to like what Pierce offers me, and he doesn't even have to think. It's not an effort, it's just
Yeah.
how he is, and that's how I am with him, and
Yeah.
it works. But yeah,
Should we go on to my last one? Unless you
yeah.
have something more to say.
No, we we went through a bit there.
We had a bit to say.
So it's super normal.
Yeah.
Wait, but it's like super normal because it's
Super
in
normal.
capital. Because it's in capitals.
By everything. Yeah.
Oi, oi.
I mean, I think we've discussed everything a few times. Fucking love this band.
Yeah, we've got issues.
This band is great. This is the band which I was going to see around my birthday a few years ago, and then it snowed and was too icy for the band to play.
Even though I made it from
Even though
Oxford.
she made it from Oxford to Birmingham.
Well, it wasn't. It was the venue. The band. Well, yeah.
It was a venue, yeah. It
held
was a venue being worried about ice outside. And I was like, well, if they slip
common
over,
sense.
if they slip over, then that's their fault. Yeet them out. I'll get in there. More space.
Honestly, no.
But this is good. I'm interested. What did you think of the song?
I really liked it. I'm scared. Like, I'm scared because I've mentioned everything in so many episodes. I feel like I'm just gonna repeat myself.
But there might be people who haven't listened to those episodes.
Right, so people are just going to tune in on week 11. Sure.
Come on now, people will do. No. People might have tuned in on episode 10 because we shared it out there. So they've come in. This is the first like non-serious episode they've listened to. I've introduced them to Sarah and Deborah, and now you can tell them about everything.
Okay, well, we love everything.
Yes.
They just managed to bring a party to yourself, to your ears, no matter whether you're at work and you've got it on the work playlist, which I did all the time and got my manager into it, and he loves everything now, or you're sat outside with your friends, social distancing in the park. They are just... You can't feel sad listening to them. I've worked this out. Have you ever felt sad listening to everything?
No, and that's weird, given that some of their songs are really, really quite sad. There are songs
Deep.
they've written about, like, terrorists and, like, things blowing up and the fear of that, like, religious extremism, Donald Trump, like, loads of... They go all over the shop. They're, like, it goes from love to politics. It's crazy, but you can't feel sad. You're like,
no,
I don't even know what it is.
The lyrics in this one are a bit odd though. Like, it must make sense, but it also doesn't make sense.
Okay, so have you heard of the So write it down, everyone. I've got it's learn with Chris time. Okay, so have you heard of the term supernormal?
No.
No, see, initially I heard it and I was like, wait, like ghosts? And then I was like, no, that's paranormal. You're an idiot.
Oh, I was thinking of, is it wait, what was the Supernormal, what was the TV series that all the emo kids used to watch? Was it Supernormal or something like that?
Possibly.
And there's someone eating a rat in it or something.
I can't even remember. I can't remember. I wasn't an emo kid. I was just a sad kid. But yeah, so the idea of supernormal, but supernatural, that was the one. That's the other thing I got confused with. But yeah, supernormal is like... So I saw it. It's basically this idea that's been around for ages of like... When you have... So, okay, let me use this example. So they like looked at birds and they realized that birds, if they like flew away from their nest, came back and someone had put an egg in there which was bigger than the egg that it had laid itself, the bird would reject the egg it laid itself because this other egg was bigger. And so the bird was like, that's the healthy one. I'm going to keep that one. And the other egg was just like, fuck that. Even though that egg could have been anything. Like, that could have been a cuckoo's egg. That could have been anything. And it's like, your like reactions to it become so exaggerated because it's bigger and it looks healthier to you, you know? So it's like, when you look back at lyrics with that in mind, you suddenly understand what it's going on about. Because it's like, so it starts off with, just cram it into every pore, the dislocation of the jaw. And it's like that idea of like, just give me everything. Give me all the food. I want everything. I want to eat everything. Because food is good and like food makes me feel good. And obviously the end result is that you know, if you just eat all that food, you're gonna get fat, son. Like, it's gonna happen. It's weird. It's a song which like seems like is very confusing. But actually it's just kind of about like how we're basically driven to want more of everything. My first phone had one camera on the back and one camera on the front. Second one had one camera on the front, two cameras on the back, maybe, or maybe one camera. Then it was like two cameras on the front and two cameras on the back. Then it's like two cameras on the front and three cameras on the back. Now it's two cameras on the front and four cameras on the back. And I saw one different, it's two cameras on and six cameras on the back. And it's like, Jesus. We're driven to want more and more and more, and we never think about the fact that it's just like, why?
Well, this is like what got me. I bought the iPhone SE last year, and it was like £420 new, right? From Apple, which is
Which is
pretty
good for an
cheap
iPhone these days.
Exactly. And my phone does everything that, an iPhone. It might have a slightly worse camera than some of the new ones, but
It's an iPhone.
it does exactly the same thing. It's got the most up-to-date software, and the photos I take are like, I'm recording on my front camera now.
Yeah.
And the quality is fine.
Yeah.
I can record in 4K for videos. You're like, well, what more? Like, so I'm gonna pay triple the amount just for an extra camera.
Another thing is that, oh, you can record in 4K. And it's great. Yeah, you could send me a 4K piece of footage. That's wonderful. When it goes on YouTube,
I can't send it to you.
No, I mean, you could. But like, in theory, you could record it, and I could do it, and I could edit it, and then I put it out, and it's in 1080p.
Exactly.
What was the point? You did it because you could do it. You did it because it was better. It's like, oh wow, it's better. But it doesn't make a difference because you're gonna lose it. So I kind of liked it because it's one of those things. It's a classic everything song of like pointing out something that's so dumb in society, and like singing about it in a way that if you don't care about it, which some people won't, like, it's just a good song,
Yeah, and
like, it's a vibe.
To be honest,
it's a bop.
I probably, like, when I listen to it in the future, I'm probably gonna be like, yeah, it's a bop.
You're not gonna think about this. I do, because I'm a psycho, and a complete
a sociopath.
Okay, I'm a mess, soon to be sectioned, I'm sure, but like, it, like, it's that kind of thing.
Warning.
So if you want a band that makes bops every time and never misses, check out Everything.
Oh,
if you want a band that the lyrics are gonna be like, they're gonna say something, like they're not empty lyrics, check out Everything, because they've got everything.
We stan.
I like what I did there.
Yeah.
That's good. Why don't I have a job promoting bands? Like, I think I'd be quite good.
Yeah, well, you can join my business when I start it.
Well, I have heard that toffees are going to be the next Catfish and the Bottlemen. So,
I'm gonna regret saying that, aren't I?
I don't know why you would, because when toffees are the next Catfish and the Bottlemen, what says what you got to do? Okay, you got to sow the seed. Just keep saying it, mentioning it.
Yeah.
And it forms this connection that eventually someone will listen to Catfish and the Bottlemen. Okay, you know who's like Catfish and the Bottlemen? Toffees. Should I go check out Toffees? Should I share? Should I share it with the world? Should I maybe like use their songs on my TikTok? Should I share it with my friends? It's like, should I go onto the World to Rights podcast and share their YouTube videos on my Instagram? I
love your promoting.
Should I tell people about the Spotify or the TikTok, or should I just share it with a friend this week? And like, I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but I think it'd be pretty damn cool if you were to share it with a friend. So
exactly.
See what I did?
Yeah.
That in itself. Cheeky little promotion.
Cheeky little promotion. It's actually been good this week with the band. We've had our first recording. We've not had first rehearsal yet because like COVID and can't all play in the same room and distancing and all that jazz. But the album is coming along nicely. And because everywhere. I'm a bad manager, I leak footage. I leak songs all the time. So
so if you wanted to have exclusive content, maybe you should go and follow Kat as well. Follow
me and Toffee's official UK.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I was thinking, wow, what could I do this week? That's what I would do.
Don't follow Deborah. Don't follow Deborah.
Don't follow Deborah. Unfollow Why did you follow Deborah? Unfollow her now. Go and follow Toffees. Why not? Could be fun. Is there
anything you've been up to this week?
No.
Oh. Yeah. We had your stream on yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
I saw that Piers was watching, so I made sure to play a Toffee song at the start.
Oh, that's cute. I wasn't there for the whole. I came in like late. What was I doing? Piers had it on, and he goes, "By the way, Chris is on." I was like, "Okay."
I tried to tempt Piers out of the darkness by playing Toffees. It did not work.
He probably had it. Sometimes he if he's doing something, he'll just put it on the side so you've got the viewer.
This makes sense.
Because he's cute.
Well, look, he is cute, and I mean,
That's like the podcast. You don't have to listen to us. Just stream us.
yeah, just stream it. Why not? Look, maybe you're working, during the day. If you're working from home, it's even better. What do you want to do? Okay, open up the thing. Okay, don't mute it, because if you mute it, it won't count. But just have it really low down. Minimize it. Do your shit. Do whatever you need to do. A couple of hours later, come check on it. It'll be done. It will probably be auto playing something better than what we're doing, and it will make us look good.
Exactly.
And then maybe what you could do is click the back button and then maybe subscribe, just because it's polite, And if you hit the bell, then every time we put a video on there, you'd be like, "Oh, I can put this on in the background, minimize it, and keep doing what I'm doing."
If you don't subscribe to us, every time you go to get water this week, it will be the wrong temperature.
Yeah.
So
it will be slightly too warm.
Yeah.
And you'll drink it, and it won't be unhealthy, but it won't be nice.
Exactly.
You'll drink it, and you'll be like, I don't like it. Yeah, I've actually heard that if you don't tell a friend about the World to Rights podcast, then when you go to sleep at night, the ghost of Margaret Thatcher will appear, and she'll be sitting on your stomach, and she will strangle you, not till you die, but just enough that it's close, and then she'll disappear. But she'll do that every night for a week. But if you just told a friend about the World to Rights podcast, it would stop.
It'll stop. 100%.
That's what I would do. I'd just tell a friend about it,
Exactly.
Send them an episode. Why not? Just slide it in. You on Tinder this week? Just be like, hey, listen to this. If they don't listen to it, drop them.
Yeah, screw.
Drop them. They're not worth your time. But if they do listen to it, see where it goes.
I was just trying to look at some of our stats from last week's. We're still. Can you guys get us to 50 subscribers on YouTube, please?
So we're doing well. We had a little bump.
We're on 48, and I really would like to be at 50 because.
Sorry, I opened YouTube again. That's that wisdom teeth thing.
Don't. I've honestly been holding the side of my face, which doesn't actually help, but But yeah, so you'll have me just stroking my face the whole way through the podcast.
Look, if you would like to help me stop thinking about this, then you could just subscribe. And if two of you did it, then it would be I imagine. I've actually heard that subscribing to the World to Rights podcast does make you 20% more beautiful.
Yeah. Have
you heard that?
I have heard that.
Oh, it must be true.
I thought it was closer to 21%, but we'll say 20%.
Maybe it was, Oh, it's hard. There's only one way that you can find out. I think it'd be by subscribing. I think the act of subscribing would help you out.
I saw another YouTuber which said, as soon as you subscribe, you immediately become a bestie. And I feel like that works.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a hug if that's what you want, yeah.
After COVID.
After COVID. We need to get out of this because I'm just stuck in a spiral of promoting it. I can't stop. You shouldn't stop listening to the World to Rights podcast. Okay, go, move on.
If you have any ideas for what you would like us to do in future podcasts, let us know.
Let us know if you like this too.
Yeah, if you just like us just having chit chats about
you like us
things.
Randomly chatting, monologuing, doing fuck knows what.
I need to stop saying vibing.
No, vibing. I like it. I'll say it.
Oh my god.
Vibing.
Should we?
Look, tell us if you love us. Don't tell us if you hate us.
No, we can't take it.
We can't take it, and also I don't care. But I do care. Obviously, I'm just telling you I don't care, so you don't do it. But don't do it because you'll be trash. I love you. Kat, do you love them?
I love most of you. I love everyone who has subscribed to us.
That's fair. That's a good amount of people. That's 48 people.
I like the people who are listening, but I love the people who are subscribed. Yeah. And if you've just subscribed now, then I love you.
You've made it in. If you just followed us on Spotify, welcome. You're loved. It's the love and attention you've been craving all this time.
Okay. We would like to say goodbye to you all and have a lovely rest of the week.
Should we do a beautifully synced up goodbye?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll count you in. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Bye.